With its breathtaking action, visually stunning sequences, heart-pounding races that defy the laws of physics, and strong family themes, the Fast and Furious franchise has captivated movie lovers across the globe. This legendary racing film franchise has propelled many actors to A-list status, capturing the hearts of fans and becoming a symbol of the billion-dollar industry in Hollywood. One of the standout stars was Paul Walker, who portrayed Brian O'Connor so convincingly that he seemed to step straight out of the script and into reality. Yet, who would have imagined that the tragic narrative of the film would spill over into real life, striking Paul, whose life was intertwined with speed from the moment he catapulted to fame until his untimely death. Paul Walker's passing left fans heartbroken and triggered a series of legal disputes over the cause of the accident. Though everything was eventually resolved, the cinematic world had to come to terms with the loss of a talented actor, and when the poignant lyric, "It's been a long day, without you, my friend," echoed, millions of hearts ached in nostalgia remembering the blonde-haired cop, Brian O'Connor, along with the family of Speed. At 3:30 p.m. on November 30th, 2013, this was the last moment people saw Paul Walker, not through posthumous tributes or somber news coverage. It was right after he had completed a charity event organized by his own foundation, Reach Out Worldwide, in Santa Clarita, California. With a cheerful spirit and positive energy, Paul waved goodbye to everyone and then departed with his friend Roger Rodas in a 2005 Porsche Carrera GT. This model is celebrated for its superb performance and is tailored for those with a passion for speed, requiring a high level of driving skill. For someone like Paul, whose connection to speed ran deep both on-screen and off, it was entirely natural for him to choose such a car and allow his friend to drive at high speeds. However, that day, fate had a different plan for him. Shortly after leaving the event, the car of the two individuals, which was traveling at a speed of about 160 kilometers per h, suddenly lost control and crashed into the roadside. The crash generated an impact force estimated at 1,000 pounds, causing both Paul Walker and Roger Rodas to suffer multiple injuries, with several broken bones and countless abrasions. Moments later, a deafening explosion rang out as the Porsche burst into flames, leaving no time for rescue efforts. For some reason, the driver lost control of the vehicle, causing the car to spin partially before continuing to move southeast. After that, the car mounted the sidewalk, with the driver's side crashing into a tree and then a lamppost. The force from these collisions caused the vehicle to spin 180 degrees and continue moving east. The passenger side struck another tree, and then the car caught fire. The Porsche was severely damaged from the traffic collision, with destruction evident everywhere, and it was almost completely split in half. This is the report from the Los Angeles investigative team. Friends and family of the two victims quickly arrived at the scene, but could only helplessly watch as the fierce flames consumed everything. Everything was engulfed in a sea of fire. There was nothing left. They were trapped. Our staff and friends tried their best. We truly tried so hard. The heartbreaking and haunting account of Antonio Holmes, a friend of Paul Walker who was present that day. The horrifying moment is past, but the sorrow and mourning remain, filling Hollywood, especially for the Fast and Furious film crew. The franchise has succeeded in emphasizing the spirit of family and the bonds between characters, and indeed, this bond has created a true Fast and Furious family in real life, making the loss of Paul Walker feel like a knife tearing through the heart of each person as if a beloved family member has been lost. Portraying Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel, and Paul Walker as Brian O'Connor were the central characters throughout the series. Their connection has grown since the debut of Fast and Furious, so the term brother feels too small to express the love between them. Vin is also the godfather to Paul's daughter, Meadow Walker. Paul was like a bright, pure flame. "I can't believe he's gone," Jordana Brewster wrote on her personal page to honor her on-screen husband. The two actors shared many sweet moments in the romantic storyline of Fast and Furious. Not just his family, but many colleagues have also expressed their sorrow for the talented yet short-lived actor. A heavy atmosphere has enveloped Hollywood, and even the Fast and Furious crew had to halt production for a week due to this profound loss. Part 7 of the film series featuring the iconic Paul Walker had to undergo numerous adjustments in its storyline after Paul could no longer return to the set. While the film ultimately had a relatively good conclusion, filled with emotions and the hit song, "See You Again." It's a deep regret for everyone that we can't witness Paul's unfinished journey, both on screen and in real life. However, the repercussions of Paul Walker's passing extend beyond the cinematic realm. His family reacted intensely to this heartbreaking loss and placed blame on the Porsche company. The 2005 Porsche Carrera GT model is known for requiring high-level driving skills, and there have been incidents involving accidents while operating it. The lawsuit clearly states that the vehicle had a history of instability in its operational systems and is exceedingly difficult to control, presenting a higher risk of accidents than ordinary vehicles. A heartbreaking truth has been emphasized. Paul Walker was not dead at the moment of the crash. The real cause of his death was the car catching fire and then exploding. Therefore, the Porsche Carrera GT is accused of having fuel line positioning and other faults that did not meet the safety standards to protect the vehicle from fire, leading to the actor's untimely departure. We all know that the seating design of the Carrera GT model does not meet safety standards for passengers, a representative from Paul Walker's family shared. Of course, with a prestigious brand like Porsche, they will do everything possible to maintain their innocence, or at least to make the public believe they are innocent. The car company provided a 7-page report asserting that Paul Walker and his friend were careless, leading to the accident, and that it had nothing to do with the technical issues of the vehicle. According to this, Paul was extremely skilled with the Carrera GT model and should have understood how to handle the car appropriately. Additionally, Porsche pointed out that the vehicle involved in the accident had been modified and not properly maintained. The court has ruled in favor of Porsche, and the company has agreed to cover some costs as a gesture of gratitude and remembrance for the late actor. However, Walker's family still struggles to accept this outcome. Yet, the lawsuit doesn't hold the same significance anymore. Ultimately, this is not what Paul would have wanted in his final moments. He wished that his loved ones would find happiness in their lives, despite his absence, rather than being weighed down by tension and anguish. Paul Walker dedicated his life to being an actor, a father, a friend, and a brother, a true role model, scandal-free, private, and generous with his time and resources for charitable causes. Of course, no one is perfect, but Paul's contributions have left a profound impact, and many cherish his memory, even as we can only revisit his presence through old films or reminisce about the early days of the Fast and Furious series. It's a journey that has come to an end, filled with unfinished business and sorrow, yet undeniably beautiful and worthy of honor. We really die only when we are forgotten. With Paul, he will continue to live in the hearts of many, inspiring us all to move forward, especially with the Fast and Furious franchise. No one can tarnish Paul's legacy.